Hello everyone, welcome again to another Shadow Mysterious Q&A. This topic is video game questions. Last Q&A I had, I asked you all to come up with questions about video games, and most of you surprised me with your questions. So before I start, like always, I always say you all need therapy. And when I start this video, and after I'm done, you're all going to need therapy. So let's begin. Question number 1. Do you think Princess Peach and Bowser had kids? Yes, and Super Mario Bros. 3 was the beginning of it. I think that Princess Peach had the kids and left them in the custody of Bowser. Because, little brats run around all over the palace and whatnot. That would destroy Princess Peach's image. So she left custody to Bowser. Now, the reason that Bowser kidnaps Princess Peach is probably because the kids keep whining for their mom. So, Bowser kidnaps Princess Peach, makes her spend time with the kids. Mario, who's in a love affair with Princess Peach, probably has an understanding that, oh, Bowser kidnapped Princess Peach. Well, time to go out and collect coins to pay off Peach's back child support. And the reason I say this is because in Super Mario Bros. 3, each world, as they called it, has a secret level where if you collect so many coins, you get a bonus power up. So, what I think is that the reason they added that is because that certain level has the most coins. And by collecting them, you paid off the child support of that child. So you get rewarded for paying off somebody else's child support. So by doing so, you get rewarded. And that all started in Super Mario Bros. 3. So that's been around since, what, the 1990s something? So however long ago that was, I'm pretty sure that, well, Princess Peach had those kids and they're probably over age, so she doesn't have to pay anymore for them. That's probably why they're not making video games about Bowser's kids anymore. I mean, you still have Bowser Jr., so you know something's going on between that where Bowser's still getting it on with Princess Peach. And Mario, who found out about it, is probably like, oh, well, you did something to my woman, so I'm going to seek revenge. And that's why you always want to take out Bowser. Number 2. Do you think Mega Man uses his blaster on himself? Well, I mean, any Mega Man knows that you can't just use one hand, you have to use the other. Well, in Mega Man's case, he doesn't have a hand, he has a hole where a hand should be. So my guess is probably, but he probably uses it on himself. I mean, he probably sticks it down there and just gets off on it. So, that's probably where those, the power blasters come from. So, does Mega Man use his blaster on himself? Yeah, there's no question in my mind. He probably does. And that's where he gets his mega shots from. And then sometimes you have to, stand there and power up for it, and he shakes a little bit. Yeah, that's just proof right there. He's using it on himself, coming up with a big nut shot, and there you go. Number 3. What would happen if Kirby ate another Kirby? My guess is that he'd probably just gain an extra life. I mean, anything Kirby eats, he gains the power of. So if Kirby ate another Kirby, he'd probably just gain the life of that Kirby, so therefore he gains an extra life because, let's face it, he's Kirby. Now, that does have another question to it because in Kirby's Adventure, anytime you complete a level, Kirby splits off into 3 different Kirby's. They all start dancing around. And because they're dancing around, you see 3 different Kirby's, but they're only supposed to be 1 Kirby. And then there's the part where after you complete a level or a door, he jumps on this little trampoline thing, gets blasted up in the sky, and there's another Kirby that goes out, fetches the sign, holds it up. If you get one up, he splits up into 3, does a little dance, but there's still another guy holding the sign, and there's little UFOs with Kirby's in them in the background. So my guess is that there's more than just 1 Kirby. So if he ate all the other Kirby's, probably just gains an extra life. That's probably what that's all about. Would you win a fight against Little Mac? Probably not. I mean, the guy's only like 4 foot, and anytime he hits you, he collects a star that's like buzzing around your head. Then he just jumps up and like knocks your jaw off. So my guess is that I'll probably get my ass kicked by Little Mac. Number 5. Do you think Link tried getting with Zelda? I mean, he's going around saving Hyrule. He probably wants a little something out of it. Then, in Ocarina of Time, he goes and has his soul trapped in this locked-in room for 7 years, gets out, and just goes back on the quest. I mean, that guy's got to be doing something to check himself. He's probably looking down at me like, oh, look at the little Master Sword I got. So, my guess is, after he beat Ganon and all that, him and Zelda just fucked like wild animals. I mean, she probably played with his little DQ nuts, and she probably used the power of the Master Sword to do whatever. I mean, there's got to be a video game somewhere where they're going to make Link and Zelda have kids. That's just how it's going to be. They're going to have that. Question number 6. Do you think Sonic avoids Amy because he has a thing for Tails? Most likely, because him and Tails always are running off somewhere, leaving Amy behind. He has no interest in Amy. I mean, it's just obvious that he has a thing for Tails. And he's always chasing Tails, so yeah, I think that there is a thing between Sonic and Tails. They probably have some love affair going on. So, I mean, Knuckles is probably getting it on with Amy in the background. So, yeah, probably going on. Okay, number 7 here. If Donkey Kong wasn't wearing a tie, would he be naked? He's already naked without the tie. So if he took the tie off, he'd still be naked. So, yeah, he'd be naked even with or without the tie. I don't know. I mean, all of them are naked. Except for that weird Donkey Kong that has the long arms that can reach everywhere. He's not naked, but the other ones are. Do you think Cloud wants Tifa or Yuffie? Probably Tifa. I mean, he's always trying to get with that. But then again, there's Yuffie, and Yuffie just, Yuffie. Number 9. Do you think Kratos will ever be done killing people? I mean, he is Kratos the Destroyer. So my guess is that he won't be done until everything that he had from before is finally restored. He just kills and kills and kills. Anybody that calls himself a god or a demigod, he kills them. I mean, the bastard is a cold-blooded murderer. That's just how it is. He wants to murder everybody. Number 10. Do you think Navi wants to cuss out Link? Most likely. I mean, the little fairy flying above your head at all times saying, "Look, Link, listen." And you never want to pay attention to it because it's annoying as hell. It's always telling you everything that you're already doing. So my guess is that Navi is probably getting pissed off with Link and just wants to kick his ass or do something, but can't because, I mean, Link is the hero of time, so what can Navi really do? I mean, besides fly around and try to find another hero, Navi just kind of has to put up with it. So there's probably a time when Navi wants to cuss out Link. Number 11. Do you think the dog in Duck Hunt wants to shoot you? I'm betting there's probably times. I mean, that dog has a very annoying laugh. I've tried shooting it many times. I know that's animal cruelty and all that, but I've tried shooting that dog many times in Duck Hunt. And I'm sure the dog probably, if it was possible, the dog would shoot you. Because, I mean, it's the dog in Duck Hunt. You can't really win with the dog in Duck Hunt. Everybody hates that damn dog. Okay, number 12. Do you think Pikmin know they're following a human? I think they know, but they just don't care. Like, everything that they do is for the human. I think they just want the human to get the fuck off their island. So whatever the hell they have to do to make it happen, they're making it happen. I think they know that they're following a human. Okay. Number 13. Do you think Samus masturbates in the Metroid suit? Yes. She probably does. She probably gets in that suit and goes to town on herself. I mean, she probably just starts doing whatever it is that she needs to do in that suit, masturbates in it, and just really enjoys herself. I mean, she probably masturbates in that suit. When she's not on missions, of course, out trying to kill everybody and everything. 14. Do you think Yoshi has tried to eat Mario? Many, many times. I mean, all he ever does is ride on Yoshi's back and try to go and save the world, and all Yoshi gets is left behind or falls into a pit somewhere, and Mario, who just doesn't care, keeps taking off somewhere. I'm betting Yoshi has tried to eat Mario and just has not given a shit about anything else. He just wants to eat Mario. Number 15. Do you think Zelda will ever save Princess Link? Oh my god. I need a moment. People, if you go and have the nerve to call Link Zelda and call Zelda Princess Link, you need slapped. Link is the hero, Zelda is the princess. Zelda sends you on your quest. That's why it's called The Legend of Zelda. Because Zelda is the one that sends you out on these stupid quests, and some of them are completely out there, but the truth of it is that she is sending you on these quests, so it is her legend. Zelda is the princess, Link is the hero. Get it right. God. Oh. 16. Would you ever want to go on a manhunt and be the target? I believe they're probably talking about the video game itself, Manhunt, which is a very cool game for the PlayStation 2. I think it's on the Wii, and I think it's also on Xbox. Not the Xbox One or Xbox 360, but regular Xbox. It's a very fun game if you're into killing people and different things. There's tons of really hard missions to do in it. But all in all, I would probably do it, but I probably wouldn't get very far because it just the whole game itself is about you being an escaped convict, and you have to go out and kill other gang members, and they're out to get you. So if you get captured, they get so much money. Yada yada yada. I'd probably be killed on the first wave of people. First gang I met, boom, dead. 17. Do you think Earthworm Jim got eaten by a bird? Yeah, because they haven't made any video games of Earthworm Jim for quite some time. I mean, he was really, really popular during that time. He made video games, he had his own TV show, everything. He was just great. And then all of a sudden, it's just like nobody wanted anything to do with him anymore. So I believe he did get eaten by a bird, and that's why nobody thinks of Earthworm Jim. And then, if you think of Earthworm Jim, you think of the show Freakazoid, which was really, really cool. I mean, it was just a guy in a stretch suit running around doing really stupid things. And a lot of the time when I watch Earthworm Jim, the show that came on afterward was Bonkers. Whatever happened to that guy? Whatever happened to Bonkers? I think it was a cheetah. And he just did some really crazy, stupid things. It was a cheetah that was a cop, and he was really cool. That's about as bad as putting Darkwing Duck, a duck that was supposed to be like some, what was that? DuckTales knockoff or something. And if you haven't ever played DuckTales, it's a really cool game too. It was for the Nintendo. Really great. Had its own TV show. Darkwing Duck has its own TV show. Really great shows. Really great games. And they just never did anything else with them. So, I think that Earthworm Jim, Darkwing Duck, and DuckTales deserve a comeback. With the technology we have now, it could be the greatest game ever. Tailspin was another one during that time, but let's not get started on Baloo being a pilot of a plane. It didn't work. Number 18. Do you think Conker will get drunk enough to go on another adventure? Conker is always getting drunk. Do I think he'll go on another adventure? Well, if Rare goes and decides to make another video game of it, I would guess that he probably would. He'd probably get his own next little show, and he'd be able to go on another adventure where we're going to hear him cuss and everything else, which, I'm sorry, but the N64 game was funny enough. And then they came out with Rare Replay for the Xbox One where I conquered Bad Fur Day. I seriously want to hug the developers of Rare Replay and Conquered Bad Fur Day because that game made my childhood great. Thank you guys. So, make Conker drunk enough to go on another adventure, and if he has to rescue Barry somehow, do that. Barry wasn't really that great of a character anyway. You can give him another girlfriend. I don't care how you do it. Just make it work. Number 19. Do you think video games reach out to younger players, or should older games become more mature? I think that the older games reached out to young players now because a lot of them are making retro consoles, and a lot of the younger kids are playing the older games. Now, I do believe that some of those titles should be made into modern day games with more of a mature content because we remember the games from the 1980s, the 1990s, somewhere around the 2000 area. And all these younger kids are starting to play the older games that we played, sitting there saying how hard they were. Yet when we played them, yes, they were hard, but Now when we play them, it's like, oh, this is easy. All you have to do is go here, go here, go here. And they just look at you like you're the greatest thing ever. You are the mastermind of video games. It's because we spent all that time playing that video game, learning every secret, every cheat, and we just wanted to make it better. So, should older games become more mature? No, because they reach out to younger kids. But should they remake those games into something better now for more mature content? Yes, they should. Because it's not just kids that play video games, it's adults too. Some weird noises going on here. Number 20. Do you think video games have cut back on their blood content? Yes, I do. I believe that a lot of the video games nowadays have cut back on a lot of their blood content. Mortal Kombat, for example, has really cut back on the bloodshed, the fancy fatalities, all that stuff. They just really cut back on it, and it just doesn't have that fighting style anymore. I haven't seen a new game for Street Fighter for quite some time. There was also Killer Instinct. They could do quite a bit with that, and that had a lot of bloodshed in it. I mean, shit, remake Battletoads. You have the technology now. You could really make something great out of Battletoads. I always did love that game growing up. It is a very fun game. If you never played it, go online. It's by Rare, the same creators of Conquer, but it is a great game. There's a lot of stuff that they could remake from back in the past. I mean, Sega went out of business. Buy shit from that and just go and make all that stuff. I mean, they did it with Sonic. I mean, you could remake Golden Axe, or here's one, Echo the Dolphin. That was a great game. You can make it more realistic. Make it like you're actually controlling a dolphin. Of course, I'm not a fan of sharks, so don't add sharks to it. But I understand if you do, because dolphins get attacked by sharks and whales and all this other stuff. So just make the game itself. It could be great. Just remake Echo the Dolphin. That's a great game. Another one is Chakra. That was a great game. But it lacked bloodshed. Because he's always going and killing weird different objects and stuff. You go and stab it, you see nothing. There's no bloodshed, no nothing. You just kill the damn thing. Now, and my guess is any creature or monster that he has should have some form of blood. And as violent as the game made it out to be, it should have some bloodshed. You could really do something better with that game. So, do I think video games have cut back on bloodshed? Yeah, quite a bit. It's like they don't. It's like when you think of the idea of bloodshed, people cringe at that idea. But it's what makes a video game great. Bring it back. Bring back bloodshed. It's great. It's awesome. It needs to be there. Don't just have a game where, like Resident Evil, shoot something in the head, you see a couple drops, the blood slip out, and that's that, zombie dead. Have it where you shoot that motherfucker with a shotgun in his head, you see brains and guts and everything just come flying out of him, then he's dead. You need that kind of violence. I guarantee you, people will be lining up all kinds of doors to buy that kind of game. So, that completes my list of questions. My question to you is, what's something from your childhood that you would consider to be like a sacred moment in video games. Like something you have beat or completed that you were so proud of that you just want other people to know. It could be a glitch in a game that you found and you just want to share it with people. I want to know your experience in gaming. So that's my question for you all. You can all leave comments about it. And for my next topic, I want to know something. If you went to if the question that I'm going to ask everybody is questions of the supernatural. That's why I have the skull here. I want to know questions that pertain to supernatural. Make them funny, make them serious. Just always be mysterious. And that's all the time I have. So, till next time, remember to stay in the shadows and be mysterious.